What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, you guys are going to see two excellent examples of daytime unidentified flying objects, one over near Italy and one over here in the United States that comes with a backstory. Gentleman said the object followed him home and remained in the sky for over 5 hours. We'll come back and take a look at those exceptional videos here in just a moment. But first, over here at the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Joe out of Oklahoma of a cool up-close crescent moon. Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate that. Looking at the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center, for the most part all quiet the last 24 hours. There was an M-class solar flare about 20 hours ago. Other than that, not too much going on. Looking at the ionosphere, there was a radio blackout following yesterday's X-class solar flare. That too has calmed down and been relatively quiet the last day. Looking at the Schumann resonance, a little bit of activity this week. Saw some huge spikes about 5 days ago, but once again, the last 24 hours have been pretty quiet. 9 days, 19 hours until the great eclipse of 2024. Getting closer and closer, guys, and the comet is also getting closer and closer. It's still right on schedule, inbound for a close approach on April 8th of 2024. I want to take you guys now over to Italy. This video footage was sent in here just recently by Walter, who was right out here on the middle of this large island, Sardinia, out here in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. Here we go. Here's the first video, once again, from Italy. Walter shared this video. He noticed this in the daytime sky. He said he was out working in his garden, looked up, and saw this in the daytime sky. This is obviously a modified format. It's simply inverted with some light modifications and, of course, color modifications. I was trying to pull forward any possible features, and it was successful. You can kind of see the outline of what looks like a craft way up in the sky. Here was a good view of this thing. Got something on what appears to be the left side. I don't know if that's the bottom, quite possibly the top. Maybe this thing is supposed to be vertical. Not quite sure. Have never seen anything quite like it, and neither had Walter. He was very pleasantly surprised when he saw this thing in the sky and began taking photos. And coming up right here, these are more modified formats. Sometimes these will pull forward unique features that you don't see with photos that are very heavily light saturated. And in this format right here, it simply shows us there was something physical in the daytime sky. Here's another angle of this thing that was high in the sky above Italy. I'm not quite sure of the date. I just got this video a few days ago, so it was fairly recently, and it was somewhere in the neighborhood of probably 10,000 feet, remaining for the most part stationary. He said he saw it go in reverse multiple times. It was backing up in the sky, but maintained the same altitude the entire time he was observing this thing. Once again, high in the sky above Italy. This next video was sent in by Paul. Not sure of the location. I'm waiting to hear back from Paul on where he saw this incredible object in the sky, and it was quite amazing the technique that he used to pull this thing forward. We'll get to that here in just a second. In one of the first emails that he sent me, not this one here, he said he spotted this unusual object in the sky. Then he sent me this other email that said it followed him home, and it maintained the same altitude in the sky around 2,500 to 3,000 feet for approximately 5 hours, then turned into a V craft, and in the blink of an eye, it disappeared very, very quickly. And here's the video footage that was taken by Paul, much like Walter's, in broad daylight. However, Paul had to use a little different technique to pull this forward. He used one side of binoculars and his smartphone on the end of the binoculars looking through the one side. That's very difficult to do. I've tried that. And there's the object right there. Keeping it steady and keeping it in the camera is not an easy task, but he managed to do it. There's the object. He did manage to pull it in closer, and it does at times look like a V-shaped craft. Keep in mind, it was high up in the sky. He's using a binocular, one side of a binocular, and his smartphone. So all in all, he did an excellent job. And there it is, right there, whatever it may be. Again, he said he saw this when he was away from home. When he got home, he noticed it was in the sky above his house, as if it had followed him home. So there's the object. I know it's a little bit out of focus, but that was the very best that I could do. All things considered, the clouds, and then going through the one side of the binocular, which was very clever, by the way. There it is. Some sort of a pretty good size, mysterious object that stayed in the same location for over 5 hours. A balloon would not have done that. It would have been at the mercy of the wind. It would have been long gone in just a matter of a couple of minutes. This remained in the same location for a long period of time. And I pause it right here. This is the technique that he used. He put his smartphone aperture up against the binoculars to pull it in forward. And did a good job. Here's another view. This was a long ways away. I pulled it in. I'm zooming in closer and closer, and then I do some slight modifications to pull forward any possible features. That's definitely some sort of a craft. It reminds me, that's why I shared the video from Italy with this video. It looks similar in nature, not exact, but close to the object that Walter spotted high in the sky above Italy. This object here has similar features, and it too, much like the object above Italy, remained stationary, didn't move for over 5 hours. I mean, that's unheard of. So you know it wasn't an airplane, wasn't a helicopter, some sort of yet another mysterious object spotted in the sky. Another ordinary person seeing something not so ordinary in the sky above planet Earth. And in this format right here, it turned out pretty good. You can see this side over here shows some sort of a large feature, probably the same on this side here. It's just at an angle and you can't see it. So you can tell this thing was of intelligent design, whatever it may have been. Great observations, guys. Thanks for sharing. This next segment is of still photos of what look like large triangles up in the sky. Ellen Price sent in these photos here. You can see why she took the photo. You can see what looks like the outline of a large triangle embedded in the clouds or behind the clouds high above her location. Caitlin out of Granite Falls, Washington, 32624. Right there it is. This isn't necessarily an outline. It's a cloud, I suppose, shaped exactly like a triangle. How does that happen? The rest of the clouds look perfectly natural with the exception of that one that compelled her to take a photo of it. So these are just modified formats, again, trying to pull forward any features, and there really were none other than the very obvious shape of a triangle. Palm Desert, California, Dog sent this one in of a huge, what looks like a partial square in the sky or long rectangle. It doesn't have a side over here, but that side is very straight, comes down and makes a nearly perfect 90-degree angle. You have a straight line over here, straight line back here. You have almost all of the components for a perfect square in the daytime sky above California. Great job, guys. Keep the photos and videos coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the home page of the website, earthwatchman.com. Look for this red banner that says, have a large video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your video into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.